So it's the beginning of the new year, and I've done a bunch of videos about getting healthier, easy tips and things. And I think it's always a good idea to go back to first principles. And it's not just with implementing healthy habits or getting healthier in general. Running a business, you're going to be going back to foundational truths and core principles and first principles. So a first principle, a good reminder for people, I think, or just to remind people in general, is that if weight loss or fat loss more specifically is the goal, which bar none, that's what people come to me the most often for. That's their goal. They're shooting for fat loss. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. If that's the goal, that's completely fine. But the first principle that we always want to return to, if that is the goal, is that a calorie deficit is needed, okay? So what that means is you're burning more calories than you're taking in. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to always eat less and move more. It's a little bit more complex than that. But generally speaking, a calorie deficit is the reason we lose body fat or we burn body fat. So with that knowledge, what does that mean? It means whatever eating style works for the individual, meaning it takes into account the person's preferences, their time constraints, their life constraints, their lifestyles, what they enjoy doing over a long enough period of time. That's going to determine what creates that caloric deficit, okay? So it's not about the eating style. Going keto is not the magic diet or the magic eating protocol that's gonna make you lose body fat. It's gonna be the calorie deficit, okay? So if we just all of a sudden start consuming 30% less carbs than we're consuming, then the calories associated with those carbs are going to be the reason we're entering a calorie deficit, which is what is helping us lose body fat, okay? It's not the fact that we went low carb. It means we're consuming less calories, probably, okay? So it's very possible to go on a ketogenic diet and actually still be in a calorie surplus. So you could still gain weight even in a keto diet. So just remember, the first principle is the calorie deficit. It doesn't matter what sort of eating style or diet, traditional diet or new diet you're trying in order to achieve that calorie deficit. The calorie deficit is all that matters, okay? So you can consume carbohydrates, plenty of carbohydrates daily, and still lose body fat or still burn body fat or still enter a caloric deficit. So keep that in mind. You have to figure out the puzzle of you, the style of eating that works best for you, okay? For some people, it's gonna be 2 gigantic meals in the day and they're gonna skip breakfast and they're gonna do intermittent fasting. And then some people are going to need to graze on food throughout the day. Maybe they're on the go and they need small meals. Like that's how I operate when I consume food. I graze throughout the day. I do several small meals in the day. That works for me. It's not magic. You know, if I'm trying to maintain my weight, I'm gonna have a certain calorie amount and I'm gonna shoot for that calorie amount more often than not. And if I'm trying to burn body fat and get leaner, then I know I'm gonna have to enter a caloric deficit. So I'm gonna have to take into account how many calories I'm consuming in the day. Not how many calories I'm burning, I don't pay attention to that, okay? How many calories I'm consuming. That's a much easier thing to track in tracking our food than trying to guess how many calories I'm burning in any given workout, okay? So I'll do more videos regarding this stuff. Hopefully it was helpful. And if you have more specific questions, hit me up. Bye.